Hey, so we're back here on the Core 94 the Wake Up Morning Show.
All right, we back in the building, and we have a special guest with us. Can you tell the world who you are, name and all that? You got it. Don't be shy.
Hey guys, I'm Andy. I'm known as Just Ask Andy on all social media platforms.
All right, so what are we asking you? Why are we asking Andy something? What you want people to ask you?
Well, they can ask me anything when it comes down to credit, when it comes down to branding, when it comes down to getting funded for your business. They can ask me all those questions.
So where did you get your information from? Did you go to school, you graduated, or you just your own personal research?
Well, actually, I got denied for a home.
Okay.
And I don't like to be denied.
Okay.
I don't like no one telling me no.
Okay.
So I was curious, George, and went to the library. This is back in 2009 when I actually was doing paper and pen. And literally, I was like, okay, I'm going to prove this company wrong. And I did within 3 months. And they actually told me, hey, you should go in business. Had no clue about what business was. But guess what? Okay, I figured that out too.
That's cool. So it took you 3 months to get the same home that you was denied, or just a home?
The same home that I was denied.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dang.
So when you get into home ownership, when you first start getting it built from the ground up, it takes about 3 to 4 months to get it built.
Okay.
So when I first went in, it was just an idea.
Okay.
And so then, they asked me what was your credit score, and I was like, well, what is that? And they was like, well, have you looked at your credit reports? And I'm like, what are those? And so they was like, well, just fill out this application. Let's see what we can do. And literally, they was like, oh, you know what? Just come back when you figure out this, and we'll try to help you. And I called my mom, and she busted out laughing, told me I was crazy as hell for trying it out. And I was like, okay, well, cool. My mama told me, she laughed at me. The mortgage company laughed at me. My friend was like, well, I don't know what you're going to do, right? So either I'm going to not do it or I'm going to do it. And that's actually what I did.
So did you have the money, or you was just like trying to let me see if I can get a home?
Well, actually, one of my very good friends, she got approved for the home, and she was like, well, I'm finna get ready to go, I'm finna build me a home. I'm like, well, she can do it, I can do it. Not knowing that you have to have money to put down, that you're going to need the right credit score or anything like that. So in my instance, I did not have any money, didn't know I needed money. But as I started learning, I learned about government programs, I learned about FHA loans, conventional loans, and I looked at it for my platform. What can I do? And when I realized that I qualified for the government program, plus the incentive from the builder was like, well, we're going to give you additional money. Put two together, I don't have to put no money down.
Yeah, that's crazy. So can you talk about some of the things, some of the funding that you can get that people don't know about?
Like it's over 100 different types of funding that you can get. It all depends on your situation. So if you're an individual or you're a couple, it also depends on if you're low income. It also depends on if you're in a public service profession. It also depends on if you how you was raised as well, because they have funding for that. So it just depends if you go to a low income location versus a high income location. So
is there like a website or something that you can find all this off of?
I know. Asking me, I would probably point you a different way than a realtor would. But let's disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. Okay, I'm not your legal advisor. Okay, but I know a lot. So with my company in particular, we do hook you up with, depending on if you're going through a realtor, because you may want to get a mobile home and start a business in a mobile home. It just depends. So we either take you directly to a realtor, or we take you directly to the funding, which is the mortgage brokerage lender, or we do private lending. I'm an angel investor as well.
All right. So what investments? What are some solid investments that people are getting into these days?
Some solid investments. So if you're talking about your portfolio itself, for as business or personal?
I'm talking about as far as personal, like somebody who's like just out there and I guess trying to start new business. I keep seeing Airbnbs, like people are starting the Airbnbs, they're doing the Forex thing. Like what are like some of the hot things that people are doing these days?
So if you would come with our company, it would be totally different. We do not push Airbnb. We don't do any what's that, Bitcoin, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying you can't make any money in it.
Right.
But we look at long-term investments, right? So you may have to put up some money and watch your money grow, or we may tell you go into real estate and build your portfolio that way, make it collateral, and then go for some big apartments. So it just depends on what's your aggressiveness. If you know, a high risk or if you're a low risk, it just depends. So we do a whole assessment on you first.
Okay.
But if you just want something in general, for as stocks, we would tell you go for Amazon. Period. Go Amazon, go the Uber. We would tell you that. If you were going into real estate, me personally, I would tell you go get duplexes. Don't play around with single family homes. It's too much of a headache sometimes. But duplexes last longer. You know,
Okay.
you can get. Our company is all about royalty checks. We want something between the 1st and the 15th. We don't want that temporary check that you're gonna go spend tomorrow.
Right.
We want those checks to continue to come in. So another investment I will tell you to do probably is Disney. Believe it or not, they've been around for years. They went bankrupt. They came back again. Walmart the same way. If you was the person who did not have any money at all and you trying to figure it out, again, I will push you back towards real estate, because with real estate, they have this thing called a subject to. And a subject to contract is basically you being the middleman, talking to the owner and talking to the wholesaler. And basically when you make that connection, you actually get a check for making that connection.
Okay. So that's what a lot of people are out here doing with the real estate. Do you think?
Yeah, I push real estate, I push real estate. I always find someone that's just starting business, become an investor into that. I also push anything that deals with kids. I also push anything that has to do with transportation. Transportation is going to be around forever. Whether we're going to be in the sky or we walking, it's still transportation.
Right.
So what about kids that make you want to push anything for kids?
So I'm going to just be honest, and please nobody get offended. I don't care about adults at all.
Okay.
They don't want to listen. They already know.
They're stuck in their ways.
Right, they're stuck in their ways. And when you try to say, hey, you know, I know you was taught this in school, but that's wrong, you know, they get offended. Well, how you know? I paper and pen, I Googled, I was around when the AOL dollar was up, I was doing it then, and I'm a curious person. If I don't know something, I'm going to sit down and learn it to the T, because now I want to teach the next person. Also with the kids, I just feel like, to be honest with you, when you talk to people and they say, I didn't learn this in the past, they did not teach me this in school. Well, actually you did learn it, and you did learn it in school. Did you pay attention is the question. Like in school they taught us about credit, but they didn't use the word credit. They used the word history class. And people don't look at it like that. And they're like, well, what did they teach us in history?
Explain that to me.
So in history class, you know how they go into slavery, right? Or even if we just say when our grandparents went to go get corn, went to go get sugar, the chickens and whatever, they had to do what? They had to put it on credit. So they went to whoever was the bookie, he wrote it down, they took the food or the groceries home, they worked in the fields or whatever it was. Once they got their money, they went back and paid the bookie. Well, the bookie is the loan officer. The bookie is the lender. The bookie is the one who makes sure the funds go back and forth.
Yeah, they never taught about interest, and they never taught about like a lot of other things that goes along with credit as well.
Well, actually, they did teach us about interest. The way they taught us about interest is when they got those groceries, either you can continue to get groceries and pay more on it, or you can pay out your money and then you don't have an interest. Just like a credit card, you can spend so much money for so many months, have zero interest, but if you go longer than that, then you have an interest.
Man, I missed all that in history.
I catch your drift, but I see what you're saying, but I just don't see it the same way. Like as far as how they will explain that as credit. I mean, like explain that as how we perceive credit these days.
Because you only looking for the word credit, you only looking for the word interest, and you want them to say those key words or those essential words. But if you are a person that looks outside the box and kind of think about the situation and what's going on, that's how you know, oh, I was actually exposed to this back then, and versus them actually telling us this what it is. Think about it. When you tell a kid, hey, don't touch that, they still touch it, right? But if you let them touch it and they burn their hand and they like, oh, I'm exposed, that's why they told me not to touch it.
Okay.
But as a kid saying, well, you didn't tell me not to touch it because this, that, and the third, they don't know. So I'm big on also, it's not about what you don't know, it's what you have not been exposed to.
Right.
So is like changing one's perspective a part of your job, you think? Or
Yes, it very much is. It's a part of our company.
Okay.
Not my job. I try not to talk to you. I go a little bit deeper. But back to your question about the kids. With the kids itself, again, it comes down to exposure. You know, our parents didn't tell us not to get this credit card. Our parents did not tell us not to get this bank loan. All we knew in school was go to school, go to college, get this degree. You can make this type of money. When really we could have just, I hate to say it, take our student loan, start a business, and flipped it 3 ways. So it's just one of those things with the kids. If you start teaching them about financial literacy at the age of 13, then they can start understanding as they get older. Like my son, I have a 16-year-old son. He's turning 17 this year. I know I look young. Don't do it. But just explaining to him a little bit of things here and there, right? He fully understand that, okay, I can't go just spend my money nowhere. I understand my mom does credit and what she do with credit. He probably don't know how to use credit as well, but he's exposed to it. So when someone else tell him about it, he be like, okay, I know about that already.
So how do you convince somebody or talk to somebody that likes nice things and try to tell them that you don't need such and such right now, or you don't need it at all? Like how do you talk to those type of people?
So I talk to them about their financial ability. Don't get me wrong, I like nice things myself, right? So I'm not going to talk to you about something that I don't do myself. I drive a Mercedes Benz. I get it. I stay in a nice home. I get it. I have all the Apple devices you can name, right? But when we sit down with you and do the assessment, first things first, no matter where you're going, what is your budget? When anyone go buy something, sometimes they're not thinking about a budget. What they're thinking about, how much money am I making on my 9-to-5 job, right? They're not looking at, yeah, you make this money on your 9-to-5 job, but what actually goes into your bank account after taxes? And then that's when we bring it back. Okay, if your budget say you can afford it, go get it. Is it an investment so you can go to, bigger events to show them that you already have this lifestyle to get the money that you want? That's what you need to do. You need to dress how you want to make money. You need to think how you want to make money. Manifestation is real.
Facts. That's very true. That's very true. So what is the biggest problem you think within the black community, within our financial abilities? What do you think the biggest problem amongst us is?
Exposure.
Exposure?
Yeah. Nobody's telling us what to do with our money. Nobody's telling us what steps to take to do with our money. But we're
how
not.
do you feel about the people that say you can just Google it? Like, Google tells you everything.
Oh, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I had to do it. I put in the work too. So that's why my purses are my purses. Like, the thing is, I could give you the full blueprint to my company. Full blueprint. What are you going to do with it? If I tell you go get an FHA loan and you like, well, what is an FHA loan? Google it. Like, if you know you want something and you have an idea, don't go and say, I need a mentor. I need someone to coach me. Go learn about it so when you do sit down with your mentor and your coach, you understand the language that they're speaking to you versus, well, wait a minute, how? Because my mentorees know I don't play that. Don't call me and ask me what is this and how is this. No. Google, library, still available.
Research,
Right, because once you do it, you honor it more, and then you understand the work that come behind it.
Definitely.
And that way, when you go tell somebody, hey, this is what's going on, when they question you, you're like, nah, I did the work too. So you got to do the work. That's how I respect.
So if you pretty much lazy, then you can't.
If you lazy, you don't want to make no money. And that's not going to work.
It's not going to work at all. No matter who telling you whatever, huh?
Yeah, even with kids, when they don't want to make up their bed, you start letting them know, well, you don't want to go outside. You don't want to play the game. You don't want to do this because you don't want to fix this area in your life. But when you want something and you really want it, don't you notice how you get up in the morning? You start, you start thinking differently. You start saying, I instead of I want it, I need this. So, yeah.
It's all about the mindset, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, we need to get into a quick music break. So we'll be back on the Core 94 the Wake Up Morning Show.
Let's get it. Financial ability.
we're back here on the Core 94 the Wake Up Morning Show.
Back in the building.
Just having a great talk.
I was having a good conversation. I'm just all ears. I'm just listening. I'm hearing everybody's point of view.
Soaking it all up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
we're just talking about like trying to bring black back. That's how I see it. Like I guess try to bring that back. So that was that. But yeah, let's get back into that. You got your make a break ready?
My make a break. I think that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? She got good answers, so I want to ask her too. I like her answers. They be lengthy, so I got to think of something else real quick. But we can get into it in a little bit.
Okay.
But I do want to ask her about something she said off air, because he was saying that, or we both were saying, I guess, about what is not offered out here and all that. But you were saying it is offered out here, and you were saying it is in these certain locations. Like, how do we, like, is it like we just got to Google ourselves to find these locations, or why are these locations not like promoted properly so people can know, oh, if you're looking for this, you can just go straight here and get what you need?
When you say, are you saying like services, or
yeah, you were saying that they teach some financial literacy for kids in some places in some areas, and we was like, no, they don't. But you're like, yeah, you just go to these locations and you can find out. And when you said that, I was like, damn, what are the locations? I don't know.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I hate to say it again, but it is Google. But here's another part too, right? Look at the platforms where everybody else is promoting when it comes down to media, right? Look on social media. Instead of just scrolling social media, go to hashtags. Go to the hashtags that you want to be a part of. Look and see when they have upcoming events. Another thing is Eventbrite. They always having stuff on Eventbrite, but we don't know until like 2 days before. I'm like, dang, why we didn't know that? Because we didn't do any research. If you want to be a part of something, you're going to go out there and find it. It's not going to come find you. It's just like if you have products or services that you're trying to get out to the people, these people don't know what you got until you open your mouth, right?
Yeah, I get it.
So, yeah.
So I guess you got to go search. So the hashtags you said is a good thing to go search.
Hashtags are good things to search. Find media outlets, any upcoming concerts. Look at the people who actually sponsor those concerts. See what they're doing and how they're doing it. You guys want to know more as far as when it came down to financial literacy? Go look at these realtors. They got to do something. Go look at teachers. They have to do something. Go look at the mortgage companies. They have to do something. Come look at me. I'm getting ready to go on tour. Find stuff like that, somebody that has something going on, and that's how you get exposed to other events.
Speaking of the tour, can you talk about the tour that you got coming up? Can you speak a little bit more about it?
So the tour that I actually, well, it's not just me, it's me and my business partner. She's actually in Milwaukee. We actually met on IG. So we did a business shower tour at the beginning of this year. We did it all the way from January all the way up to March. And it was really big. We did it in Atlanta, we did it here in Houston, we did it in Philly. So now, because of the response of what we actually had, everyone was asking, well, when y'all gonna do a part 2? We started this part, now what we supposed to do next? So the next thing was the part 2. The first part we talked about business structure. So now we're gonna talk about the actual branding and how to get the funding. So we actually are going to Miami, we're going to Chicago, we're going to, we'll be here in Houston, we're going to Orlando, we're going to New York, and I'm missing one city. Miami, and Orlando.
Miami, Atlanta, Chicago, Orlando, New York, and Houston?
Yes.
Have a nice little tour right there. Nice cities right there.
Thank you.
Nice cities
Thank you.
So how do you think that people they don't know how to like structure of like how to come with like a business plan? Do you think people just want to do something and they think it's like easy and they just come, I want to do it, it's going wrong? Like, do you think that's a problem?
I don't recommend nobody have a business plan.
None?
How? This is Andy. Okay. Andy, again, disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not nobody's business advisor to sign up with our actual program. But I just feel like if you have a business plan, think about it. Tomorrow you might change your mind. Your business plan, are you going to change it tomorrow as well? You might not be thinking about your
So what about consistency? Shouldn't you be consistently trying to go for this thing right here, even if things change around you?
You're supposed to have a vision, and you're supposed to have a purpose. Your business plan itself is just the structure of how you get into your vision and your purpose, right? So if you start mixing it up in the middle, you got to remember to go change that business plan as well. Well, people like us, we're moving, trying to make it happen. We forget to change our business plan. So a lot of people forget too. The first 2 years that you're in business is really a hobby. If you ain't made no money in the business, it's a hobby.
Facts, yeah.
But once you start making money in the business, that's when the business plan comes, because now you're ready to expand and you're ready to take your company to a different level. Because you go from a hobby to a business to a company. If you don't know the difference, you need to start back over.
So is that the mindset you should have? Like, this is a hobby until it becomes a business, or you should always treat it like a business?
Manifestation is real. So what you want to do?
Okay.
Better start thinking like this company. Nah, but how long does it usually, like, because a lot of people say it's like 5 to 10 years before your business starts really becoming like I guess you said, like a company. How long do you feel that it usually takes?
I mean, y'all seen Super Scent, Crayon Case?
Yeah.
She started off just being an influencer, right?
Yeah.
On her cell phone.
Yeah.
She ain't think about, no, I'm going to do makeup or do whatever. It's all on you. Your progress. What do you define a business? What do you define a company? Someone that makes $100 a day may think, oh, I'm a company. Someone that makes somebody's salary in 1 week, I'm a business. Like, it's really on you. Me personally, I just say take whatever 9 to 5 you have right now, make 3 times that amount, you're a company. Because now your monthly income is way different than when you was at your 9 to 5.
So how do you feel about people that try to take the Super Scent route? They try to do something else to get notoriety to then, okay, now let me just figure whatever's popping and let me do that.
You can be inspired on everything. You can be inspired from anybody. You can get inspired from a child. But you got to look at your own situation. Just like I tell people when it comes down to their credit, everyone that's in the States or was born, you have a different birth certificate. Just like a different birth certificate, you have a different credit report. So you can't look at somebody else's vision and what they have going on and thinking your situation is going to be the same. That's not how it works. Now you can be inspired and say, okay, I think she did this, I'm going to follow this route, let's tweak it right here, that's fine. But when it comes down to your own vision and what you really think about what you're going to do, I mean, you can be inspired.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's your own thing.
There's a lot of people that want like an exact blueprint of how people did something, and like they want to do it exactly how somebody else did it, but they got to figure out their own way to do things.
What I tell you earlier, I can give you a full blueprint of what I'm doing. If you haven't did your research, you haven't said, okay, this is the goal of where I'm going, then it don't make any sense. If I start again telling you about, you know, FHA loans, they come with this type of percentage, you might be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what I want. But guess what? You got to have a certain credit score to get that as well. So you need to do your research.
What is the most important thing about getting into business? Is it having a good credit score, or is it having like a good vision?
It has nothing to do with your credit score.
Okay.
Nothing. Your business credit and your personal credit is totally different.
Okay.
But when it comes down to your personal credit, if you can have it, if it's good or it's decent, it's an add-on. You always want something to look good on your portfolio as an add-on versus having nothing at all. But when it comes down to vision, it comes down to your purpose. Why are you doing it? What makes you wake up in the morning and say, this is the business that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it whether somebody think it's stupid? Because imagine how many people when I first started and I said, hey, let me just use your credit right quick, let me try it. Very close friends, best friend, all of them turned me down. Hell no, you're not doing my credit. And I was like, but let me try it. And then once they started seeing I'm doing this and that, and it's like, okay, can you do it? And I was like, well, my fee is. And they looking like, oh, she bougie now. It ain't bougie. I tried, right? And when I wanted to do it myself and I was in a learning process, you ain't believe in me. But now I'm on this type of level and you see me going to interviews, speaking engagements, you see me flying here and there. Now you want to jump on the train. My invoice, you want me to email it to who?
Right. So how do you feel about, like, because I feel like at that point in your life when you was trying to like prove yourself, or you had to prove yourself, but you also had to, like, I guess, stay focused and like understand what you was doing, like, and you understand that you was learning. So how do you decipher that and move forward, like, as far as somebody trying to start out?
Are you saying like when somebody tell you no, or just the learning process itself?
Just just the learning process itself. Like, should you feel like I gotta prove to these people, or should you just, like, how should you feel in the learning process?
So I'm gonna tell you my experience.
Okay.
When I first got my no from asking other people to help me, I had to understand nobody's gonna help you until you help yourself.
Facts.
So if I come to you and ask you for $100,000 and I'm not putting in $100,000 work ethic, I expect you to say no. So my purpose is I'm gonna put in the work. I'm gonna show you when I'm doing this, that, and the third. So when I come ask something from you, you're gonna be quick to say, "Here you go." So during your process, you gonna cry, you gonna be mad, you gonna be screaming, you gonna start cutting out friends, family members, and everything else. But it's all about the learning process itself. That's your testimony.
That's what's up. That makes sense. A lot of people can't handle it though. A lot of people they might break down.
But the moment that you break down, you right at the point of your breaking point.
You think that's true all the time?
I do. You got to go through something to actually have a successful story.
Definitely.
If you everything went right, and then you all the way at the top, be ready. That's all you can do is be ready. Because you can have so much money in the world, the IRS can say, hey, girl, hey, let me get that. Matter of fact, you owe us additional, and now you at ground zero. What you gonna do? You gonna cry? What you gonna do? I'm gonna call a lawyer? You gonna owe him too? What you gonna do?
Exactly, and they not cheap.
They not, but my thing is just start another business on a different business name and build that up and pay them off and keep moving.
Everybody ain't that headstrong though, so I mean I don't know.
You gotta get around the right people. You can't be around people who just have the same mindset as you. You gotta be around some people who is a go-getter. You gotta be around people that tell you no. You gotta be around people that got an idea as well.
And how do you get around these people in your opinion? Like what do you do to get around these people?
Open your mouth.
You just talk wherever you at.
I talk to everybody, the janitor all the way up to the CEO. Like, hi, how you doing? I'm Andy, and they're like, Andy? Yes, Andy with a Y. And it's just like, hey, what you do? Well, I do this, you do that.
So people gotta let go of that I'm too friendly or you too friendly type stuff and just get to the business part of what you're trying to do, I guess.
And I'm saying, the first 10 seconds that you have a conversation with somebody, you know if they serious about it.
Do you?
I do.
Okay. Over trial and error, or is just naturally?
Trial and error. When your mama told you no and stop doing something, like you will out. Everything that happens to you is for a reason, and it happens during season. You have to realize: are you learning a lesson, or are you learning something to take you forward to a bigger purpose? So it's just one of those things. See where you're trying to go. See who this person is. See what their mindset is. Some people fake the funk as well, but guess what? That's a lesson. Right? But karma is, so don't worry about what they doing and how they doing it. Just see the lesson that you're supposed to learn at the time. Always bring something to the table too. Don't just be I'm going to pick your brain. Don't pick my brain. I don't have time for you to pick my brain because I'm trying to do something else myself as well.
And I like what you said because a lot of people always worry about what somebody else doing, whether it be what they can do or can't do for them or whatever, but instead of worrying about what they should be doing. And worry about continuing and worry about the lesson that you're gaining. So, I mean, just
always, me personally in my mind, I'm always thinking about expanding. Just like when I seen you guys post, I could have easily been like, well, I'm going to wait till they hit me. What? Y'all, email? Here's the email. Shoot your shot. All you can say is, no, we don't have it, or no, we can't do it. That's fine. Shoot your shot. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Because the door's going to open, and when it opens, you better be ready to show out.
Definitely be ready. Open your mouth. That's the biggest lesson for today. Open your mouth.
Yeah. You want something?
Everybody.
You want something? Look at your bank account. Look at your bank account and know if you're going to be like, oh, you too friendly. Be friendly to the right people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense. So is there any like branding tips you can give somebody? Or I know that might cost. We understand that.
Far as branding, I would say the first mistake I made, I thought I had to brand my company. So I was just pushing out AfriFix Credit Company, get your credit together, blah, blah, blah. Far as the foundation that we just actually started, I thought it was that as well. But as I started meeting people and doing my own research, going to these classes, paying for classes, education, I started realizing I had to brand myself first. Then I brand the people that's around me, right, to fit the situation of what I have going on. Then I brand the actual company. Because if you go to anyone with a certain type of brand where, you look like you just woke up, do you really want to do business with somebody like that? I mean, you don't judge a book by its cover.
Not initially.
Right.
Yeah.
But, if I see you down the street, you could be a millionaire, but because how you present yourself is different. A millionaire have a different swag than somebody who just got $10 in their pocket, and you got to know who it is.
Definitely.
So, yeah. I'm gonna be a millionaire too. I need y'all to understand.
You not one yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. You look
God's
like one.
still working on me. Oh, come on, speaking into existence. Yes. I thank you.
But so there we go. Y'all want to get into a quick music break real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna come back with the make a break after that, man. We still getting the branding tips, the credit repair tips, everything, man. Let's get it. Wake Up Morning Show.
Man, wake up.
That's upside down. Three. Thank you. All right.
Hey, so we're back here on the Core 94 to Wake Up Morning Show.
Back in the building. It's about that time to get out of here. But before we do that, I just want to ask Andy, can you pub yourself one more time? Tell them about the tour. Tell them about everything you got going on. Tell them about everything you offer and all that. Just talk about yourself right now.
Okay, so again, you guys can follow me on Instagram. It's just @_Andy. To know who I am, I have a red hat in my picture photo, whatever.
Avatar?
Yeah, that. Also, I am going on tour with the Mommypreneur. We starting that off in August. We will be going to Miami, Orlando, Houston, Atlanta, New York, and Chicago. So we will be doing that as well. Besides the tour, I actually have a big conference that's coming up March 2020 as well that will be here in Houston, Texas. I'm also going to DC to be do a speaking engagement March 2020. And also I'm going to a boss retreat, which is April 2020, so I'm on the move. But if you want to learn about personal credit, business funding, you're trying to do some type of investment, follow your girl. I give all that information out. If you want to contact my company, which is Creative Resource Foundation, LLC, to do a consultation, an assessment, or anything like that, you can call us. Our phone number is 832-520-2373. Again, the number is 832-520-2373, and we will get with you as soon as possible.
And that's what it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all. What it do, man? It's a Wake Up Morning Show. I am Filthy Dre.
It's your boy OBOs.
And your boy YOU Grady.
And we got somebody special with us. Tell them who you are, man.
I am Andy, known as Just X Andy. So basically what I do is help individuals and small business owners with personal credit, and business funding. So if you're thinking about investing, holla at your girl.
And that's what it is, man. This is the Wake Up Morning Show, sponsored to you by Urban Boball. We live Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Check us out, baby. It's going down.
Yes, sir.